So the first thing we want to point out is that this video is not a how-to video for making money on the road. This is how we intend to make the money on the road.
Yeah, and also it's not going to be like, I would say maybe even the majority of YouTube how to make money and travel videos that are out there. This is not an easy problem, and it hasn't been for us, and it's not for most people.
And the problem is different for everyone. Everybody is going to have a different solution. Everybody has different backgrounds. And don't get us wrong, there's a ton of great videos out there made by full-time RVers, schoolie, YouTube channels, but there are a lot of them that just have this connotation of, well, just jump right in and you'll figure it out. And that very well may be the case, but we want to jump in with a little bit more planning, a little bit more confidence, so that we don't want to have to quit after a year or so. We want to feel comfortable.
Yeah, and it took us. It's been 5 years now that we've had this end goal in mind, and it's taken that much time for us to feel confident enough with our finances and our businesses to be able to hit the road.
So to give you an idea of why we think we can do the things that we're about to talk about, we need to give you a little bit of background about what we do and how we got to this point.
So some background about me. I've always been drawing all through childhood and high school and everything, and eventually I went to an art school in Georgia. After that, I got a couple jobs in Atlanta, Georgia at some pretty big design companies. I was designing stuff like wrapping paper and gift wrap and greeting cards, things in that genre, I guess. And I really liked a lot of the things I was doing. Obviously, I liked the steady paycheck. I liked my friends at work. I liked health insurance. That was really nice.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of things I didn't like that kind of outweighed those for me. I was spending over an hour every day in the car. Found myself working more on other artists' designs than on my own designs. I was like prepping other artists' work for production rather than creating something myself majority of the time. And then when I did get to design something for myself, it was kind of bittersweet because that design that I worked so hard on and had a part of me in it was not legally mine. It belonged to said company. And finally, maybe the biggest thing was that I didn't like the idea of working at one place for 2 years just to get a measly 2 weeks of vacation time. So it was about that time that I decided to start a small Etsy shop on the side with one of my good friends.
As far as my background is concerned, sort of like Tiffany, I started with photography pretty early on. Eventually went to the same school as Tiffany did in Georgia, an art school, studied photography. Right out of college, I got a job in a medium format sales and rental house in Atlanta. It was a great job. I'm really, really grateful for having that job, and I liked what I was doing. But for the most part, I don't think I fit in very well in that company, and it made me unhappy over time. And I've realized that I was shooting a lot while I was at that company, shooting for a few magazines here and there, but nothing really consistent. I really missed the thrill that I would get when I would shoot landscapes. I was fortunate enough when I was young to travel a lot with my family and to go on a lot of different vacations. There was always this just rush, this thrill of photographing a gorgeous landscape in front of me and trying to capture that in the best possible way. And I hadn't felt that in a long time, and I wanted that back. And so, yeah, I mean, we started looking at ways to extend vacations and to travel a lot longer. And we realized that travel was one of our more driving factors in our lives that we wanted to do. That's what we wanted to do more than anything else, really, is travel.
So when we started researching ways to take extended vacations, we came across a YouTube channel, Gone with the Winds. They're still, to date, our favorite YouTube channel. They have beautiful videos, very informative.
They're really who got us started thinking that we could have this lifestyle we saw them have. They're a couple around the same age with a similar set of skills, and we figured there's nothing tying us down to Atlanta really. How can we live that kind of lifestyle? And so we started researching ways that we could really have a minimalist lifestyle and then travel full time. So that's where we started.
So at that time, the Winds were traveling full time in an RV, and that was our initial idea. But after not much research, we realized we couldn't afford that. So we decided to do what was in our minds the next best thing.
We decided to move to Colorado instead, and the reason for that is so we could be close to the mountains, have a completely fresh change of landscape, and also be a day's drive to so many amazing natural places around here. Yellowstone, Moab, White Sands. I mean, there are so many places around here that are absolutely incredible.
At that point, we had a little bit of savings, so we decided instead of going $80,000 into debt to buy an RV, that we'd move to Colorado, and that would probably scratch that travel itch for a little while.
Yeah. So when we first got to Colorado, I wasn't quite ready to shoot full time yet. It was a brand new state, brand new city that we were living in, and I literally knew one person. That was sort of a leap in and of itself, just to move to somewhere where we didn't have really any connections. So I found a full-time job at a rental house, another photography rental house, close by where we lived. Worked there for about a year, and then I accepted the position that I have currently, which is another full-time job working for another medium format sales and rental house. It's in the same industry, or same part of the industry as the company that I worked for in Atlanta, but I was a much better fit in this position, I felt like, and was able to contribute more, faster, and be a bigger part of the company.
The next step for me was pretty clear. Because I had already started that Etsy shop a while back, I had a feeling that with some more attention, that could really grow into something. For the first year that I was working for myself, it was really nice that Zach had a job. His steady paycheck certainly helped out in my leaner months.
But we still wanted to go camping and stay at those locations for longer than just a weekend. And so we started researching a few things, and we decided to convert a super inexpensive SUV into a camper.
So we bought an old 1998 Isuzu Trooper, and we took out the back seats. We built a little rickety platform for a futon mattress and did like a very light conversion. But this let us stay at one, campsite for a little longer. We could take more with us, and we could, because it was four-wheel drive, we could access some more remote areas.
And that really got us thinking again about, full-time travel. We couldn't afford a full RV at the time when we had the idea, but this really started getting us thinking, like, we could do this. We stayed a week at Yellowstone one time and was nothing. It felt like we could do that for a lot longer. So we started actively researching again, and that's when we discovered the Schoolie.
We found lots of people online converting old school buses into exactly what they wanted them to be. Beautiful interiors, they could design everything exactly how they needed it. And even better, they were doing this for a fraction of the cost of buying an RV. This idea of the Schoolie got us so excited because suddenly our dream was a lot closer than we originally thought.
So fast forward to now, we feel like our hard work's about to pay off. We're not on the road yet, and we don't know exactly how things are going to change once we actually are on the road, but we feel like that the time that we've put in and the decisions that we've made toward this goal over a 5-year span, we're ready to jump in. And we hope we're as prepared as we can be, but and there's always risk involved, but it's calculated risk at this point. So we're really excited to get going and feel like we have the tools to roll with the punches.
And so here's the breakdown of how we'll make money while we travel. So my business is already entirely online. While I'll have to adapt to working in the bus and finding internet, I know that my business is already set up well for a mobile lifestyle. So my business name is Kudzu Monster. A quick overview of the kind of products that I make. I make primarily printables. What printables are they're downloadable files that someone anywhere in the world can download and print from home. This is perfect for a tiny mobile lifestyle because I don't have to keep inventory. I have to keep very few supplies. I don't have to ship most of my products. And start to finish, most of the things I make are digital. Kudzu Monster's other biggest product are pet portraits. About 2 years ago, I was working on designing a tattoo for myself of Frankie. I then threw the finished illustration up on Etsy for kicks, and to my surprise, I started regularly getting commissions from that. I even got the attention of Dogster magazine, who featured them in their holiday gift guide that year. The funny thing about that is I still haven't gotten Frankie's portrait tattooed. While I started my Etsy shop about 6 years ago, I didn't start taking it seriously until we made the move to Colorado, so that's been about 3 years. Since then, I've made over 500 products, and my shop just recently passed 11,000 sales. So while Etsy is my main source of income, I'm constantly trying to branch out and diversify my income in case one of the platforms fail. I have a safety net. So this is a pie graph showing where I get my income. As you can see, Etsy's the main one. It's represented by the 3 orange pie slices. The other places that I'm working on building are Shopify, which is where I host my main web store, kudzumonster.net, Creative Market, where I sell clip art. I do some art licensing on the side, and I also get freelance work from time to time. I've used resources such as thumbtack.com to get freelance jobs. I also occasionally get freelance from my old company in Atlanta.
So it seems like people flock to bus life or really just travel full time to get away from a job that they don't like. I'm on the other end of that spectrum. I actually really enjoy the company that I work for. I really love the people that I work for, and so it's a little bit more difficult for me to move away from that. Fortunately, I've been able to keep that relationship. So I'll be making some changes come March, but I will maintain the relationship I have with that company and continue providing original blog and video content for specific camera systems or tips and tricks, training, that kind of thing. So I've been shooting professionally more or less since I was 16, sort of on and off for various magazines, individual clients. So I'm no stranger to finding those clients, but it's definitely going to shift once we're full-time on the road. Instead of building a lot of relationships in a single area, we'll have to build relationships across really the entire West or the entire central part of the country. But I'm excited about that. I'm excited about finding companies and businesses that I think would be a good fit for my work and sending out proposals to those particular businesses with projects that I think could really benefit them and of course us at the same time. It'll definitely be different, and we may settle into a little niche, which would be great. I'll also be contributing regularly to stock photography websites. People have some really strong feelings about stock photography. I have my own. I think it's a great way to have maybe you're not your greatest hits, not images that are the best of the best, but images that are still very good, to upload those to a website to allow them to generate passive income for you. So, if those images are just going to be sitting on a hard drive as they are anyway, might as well let them work for you in the background. So stock photography is going to be a thing and that I'll be contributing to regularly. And also, I shoot a lot of fine art, and I'm going to partner with the printer pretty soon and have them generate prints for me as well as framing. And I'm going to do a lot to push that side of my photography as well. So not just the commercial aspect, but hoping to sell some prints and really expand the fine art side of what I do.
We're also hoping that one day we'll be making some passive income on YouTube and from our blog. We've signed up for Amazon affiliates. We're in the process of getting that started. And we have a Google AdSense account.
YouTube's been a little problematic for us after the 6 months they shut our channel down for no reason. That's sort of butting up against their new requirements for channels and maintaining monetization, because they require 4,000 watch hours as well as 1,000 subscribers. With the way things are going, I feel like we'll get 1,000 subscribers, and thanks to everyone who's already subscribing. You guys are making the dream come true.
Yeah, it is what it is. If you do like our content and you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It means a lot to us.
But what we're really bummed about are the watch hours. I feel like if we hadn't been shut down for so long, we would have maintained that. But right now, we only have around 1,300 watch hours, and so we've got to make that up either by February 20th to keep monetization, or we need to get back up to that point eventually, and then we'll be able to monetize again. Our primary goal for YouTube is not necessarily to make money. I mean, we're really just, it's kind of fun to make the videos and give back to the community that we've taken so much from and learned so much from. So, but, it'd be great to make a little bit on the side, but we'll get there eventually one way or the other.
So that's how we plan to make money and travel. Things might change when we get on the road.
Probably.
We have lots of different ideas. But overall, we work well together, and I think we're ready, and we roll with the punches, so bring it on. High five.